Hello everybody, my name is Suman Dua. I'm a registered migration agent at Nationwide Migration and Education. In this video today, I want to give you an overview and an update about the skilled migration in Australia. Recently, Department has released information regarding the recent invitation round for 189 visa subclass. So let's have a look at those numbers. So there were 500 invitations that were issued for subclass 189 and there were 250 invitations that were issued for 491 family-sponsored provisional visa. The minimum points for 189 visa subclass were 80 points and for 491 family-sponsored subclass were 65 points. Now let's look at the updates from each state. So let's first start with New South Wales. So with New South Wales, they have been given 4,000 seats for visa subclass 190 and they have been given 3,640 seats for visa subclass 491. So New South Wales has been given highest number of seats for the visa subclasses 190 and 491. So New South Wales is currently open and is taking applications at the moment. So they have changed the criteria a little bit from last year. So for the visa subclass 190, the requirements are that you need to have your occupation in New South Wales target sector. You have to have a minimum of 65 points and you need to be under 45 years of age. You also need competent English, and apart from this, you have to meet one of the two requirements. So the two requirements are that you need to be currently employed in New South Wales in your nominated occupation, or you need to be residing in New South Wales from last 3 months. So as long as you meet one of those two requirements, you can lodge an EOI for the New South Wales 190 nomination. So there have been some updates regarding the New South Wales 491 nomination as well. So now the New South Wales 491 nomination is invitation only, and along with the EOI, you will also have to lodge the registration of interest. So they will have submission windows throughout the year. So they have a submission window in August, so this month. Then the next one is in October, then they have gotten in January, and then in March. You can only register your interest once during the submission window. So they have got 3 streams. Stream 1 is living and working in regional New South Wales. Stream 2 is for the recent graduates who have studied and lived in a regional New South Wales. And stream number 3 is for all applicants who have a skills assessment and they are living anywhere in Australia. They have also advised that their priority will be stream 1 and stream 2. So only once they have looked at all the applicants from stream 1 and stream 2, then they will look at the applicants who are in stream 3. New South Wales has also got some information about the applicants who are section 48 barred. So I'm putting that screenshot from their website on my screen now. So in one of the frequently asked questions, there is, I'm subject to a section 48 bar. Will New South Wales renominate me if I'm unable to apply to Home Affairs? And they have put the answer that the section 48 bar applies to applicants who have had a visa refused or cancelled since their last entry to Australia. If you are subject to a section 48 bar, you need to leave Australia before you can reapply for a visa. So it seems to me that they have no objection if you are section 48 barred, as long as you can leave Australia to lodge the visa. Now let's look at Western Australia. So Western Australia has been given 1100 seats for visa subclass 190 and 340 seats for visa subclass 491. So Western Australia is also currently open and is accepting applications for both visa subclasses 190 and 491. So Western Australia has recently introduced their Schedule 2 stream, under which if you have an occupation which is on their list under Schedule 2, and if you have an employer in Western Australia who can give you employment for further 12 months, like a job offer in your nominated occupation in Western Australia, you could apply under that stream. So recently they have also done an invitation round and we have got the results from the invitation round. So I just want to show you at what points these applicants were invited. So Western Australia had the invitation round on 22nd of July, and you can see that under their Schedule 1 they had 65 invites, and under the Schedule 2 they had 14 invites. So here we are talking about the visa subclass 190. Under their graduate stream higher education they had 232 invites, and under their graduate stream who are in the vocational sector they had 18 invites. So for the 491 they had 57 invites under Schedule 1 stream and 286 invites invites under Schedule 2 and no invites for the 491 for the graduates. Now let's look at the EOI point score as well for these streams. So under the general stream Schedule 1, the EOI points requirement was minimum of 70 points, and under the general stream Schedule 2, the minimum points requirement that was invited was 100 points, and for the higher education graduates, minimum 60 points, and who have done vocational courses in Western Australia, they were invited at 75 points. Now Western Australia has very clearly mentioned on their website that they will not be inviting applicants who are Section 48 barred, so I'm just attaching the screenshot from their website as well. Now let's look at Tasmania. So Tasmania has been given 1100 places for 190 visa subclass and 2200 places for 491 visa subclass. Now Tasmania is also open at the moment. So most of the requirements are same as last year. They have got a little bit of change in their working in Tasmania category 2 stream. So under this stream, if your occupation is on Tasmania skilled occupation list and you are working in your nominated occupation from last 3 months, then you can lodge the application for the 491 nomination with Tasmania. Recently, they also did a webinar in which they have explained about all the requirements and the priorities. So I will be putting the link to that webinar as well in the description. So in that webinar, they have actually advised us what they will be looking at for the category, which is for the offshore applicants who do not have a job offer letter, but their occupation is on Tasmania skilled occupation list. So I just want to show you how they will be assessing these applications. So it is an invitation only category. So applications will only be accepted where first invited to apply by Migration Tasmania via Skill Select. Migration Tasmania will periodically invite candidates on the basis of industry need. They have set aside 500 places for this category, but they will be focusing on critical skills initially. So it's exactly the critical skills that have been mentioned on the Home Affairs website. And realistically, number of invitations outside critical skills may be very low. So they might only invite less than 5 applicants who are not working in the critical occupations, but most of the invites will be for the critical skills only. So if you're somebody who is applying under the category 3A, it's important that you understand these priorities that are set by Tasmania. They have also given us an idea what the overall priorities will be for Tasmania this financial year. So I want you to look at these priorities as well. So they have advised that they will be looking at candidates who have an employment and a skills assessment related to critical roles. So generally health, elite health, infrastructure, and engineering. They have also advised that they will also prioritize candidates where the occupation is on the Tasmania's skilled occupation list, and where there are candidates which are in other skilled employment and score skill level 1 to 3 with a related skills assessment. And then they will look at the new business owners providing substantial employment opportunities for local Australian citizens, permanent residents, or provisional visa holders. All other eligible candidates with skills or training relevant to the needs of Tasmania and who are able to make a genuine contribution to Tasmania through skilled employment. So those will be looked at after they have looked at the first 4 priorities. So if you're somebody who is Section 48 barred and is looking at nomination from Tasmania, so they do have some information about applicants who are Section 48 barred on their website. So I will put the link in the description as well. But basically what they are saying is that they do need the evidence that you're able to go offshore, lodge your application, and come back to Tasmania. They also need some kind of confirmation from your employer that your employment will remain available to you on your return. So in the past, we have made a detailed video about Tasmania's nomination requirements. We will put the link in the description. Now let's look at ACT. So ACT has been allocated 600 places for visa subclass 190 and 1400 places for visa subclass 491. ACT has recently introduced a new stream as well, which is for the small business owners in Canberra. So we have made a detailed video about the ACT's small business owner stream in the past. I will put the link in the description. But the main highlights are that this stream is available for both visa subclasses 190 and 491, and there is no minimum investment requirement. However, there is a minimum turnover requirement for this stream. Now let's look at the results from the last invitation round, which was done on the 18th of August 2021. So under the small business owners category, there were no invites that were sent for 190. However, there was one invite that was sent for the 491, and the minimum metrics points were 65 points. There were 12 invitations for applicants who were on the 457 or 482 visa for the 190 nomination, and there was one invite for the 491 visa for these applicants. There were 26 invites for applicants whose occupation was on the critical skill occupation list of ACT, and this is for the 190 visa, and there were 42 invites for the 491 visa nomination. ACT also has some information regarding the applicants who are Section 48 barred, so they have very clearly mentioned that if you are Section 48 barred, do not apply for the nomination with ACT. Now let's look at Victoria. So Victoria has been given 3,500 places for 190 visa subclass and 500 places for 491 visa subclass. So recently they have also started sending invites to the applicants. So they still have the EOI and the registration of interest process that they had last year as well. But right now they do not have a submission window. So you could actually lodge the EOIs and the ROIs throughout the year. But to be considered for their nomination, you need to be living and working in Victoria. And if you're applying for 491, then you need to be living and working in regional Victoria. You also need to be working in Victoria using your STEM skills, and you need to be working in one of their target sectors. So they currently have 7 target sectors, which you can see on my screen now. We have also made a detailed video regarding Victoria's nomination requirements. We will put the link in the description. Recently, they have updated that they have now added digital games engineers as well under the digital sector to be considered for the 190 visa nomination. Previously, under the digital sector, they were only considering applicants who are working in the cybersecurity, but now they have added digital games engineers as well to be considered for the 190 nomination. Regarding the Section 48 barred applicants, Victoria has mentioned on their website that they will not be re-nominating applicants who are Section 48 barred. Now let's look at South Australia. So South Australia has also been allocated a large number of seats for both visa subclasses 190 and 491. So they have been given 2,600 seats for each visa subclass. They are currently open and have already started sending invites for both visa subclasses 190 and 491. They are also open for offshore candidates for few occupations, and we have made a detailed video regarding the South Australia's nomination requirements in the past, and I will put the link in the description. So currently they have got 3 nomination streams available. The first one is the Talent and Innovator stream. The second one is for applicants who are currently living and working in South Australia, including the long-term residents of Australia. And the third one is the International Graduates of South Australia. Based on the information on their website, it looks like that they have no issues nominating applicants who are Section 48 barred, as long as you can convince the state that you will have no issues going offshore and lodging your application. Now let's look at Queensland. So Queensland has been allocated 1,000 seats for visa subclass 190 and 1,250 seats for visa subclass 491. Currently, there is no update from Queensland, and I think Queensland is the only state which has not opened yet and has not published their nomination requirements for this financial year. Previously, they mentioned that they will be opening end of July 2021, but recently they have updated their website that they will be opening in September 2021. So in the past, we have made various videos regarding Queensland's nomination requirements and also about their small business owner stream. So we will put the link in the description. In the last financial year, they were not nominating applicants who were Section 48 barred, so we are yet to see what their policies will be regarding the applicants who are Section 48 barred. So the last one on my list is Northern Territory. So Northern Territory has been allocated 500 places for visa subclass 190 and 500 places for visa subclass 491. They are currently open and only accepting applications from onshore candidates only. So there have been no changes regarding their requirements. The requirements are same as last year. We have made a detailed video about Northern Territory's nomination requirements for both visa subclasses 190 and 491. We will put the link in the description. There is no information on Northern Territory's website regarding the Section 48 barred applicants. So these were the updates that I had from each state and territory in Australia. So if you are somebody who is looking for a nomination from any of these states or territories, please get in touch with us. Stay updated about Australia's immigration. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel.